Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be breaking down one of the most interesting high risk, high reward IPOs that have come to the market, and that is Sinda Ltd. Now, ticker is SIND. It's a silver explorational company operating in Mexico, and this is going to be one of the pure speculative plays once again that I'm going to be covering today. It's got no revenue, no production, but potentially one of the most largest undeveloped silver discoveries globally. Now, of course, this isn't financial advice, but if you're someone who likes opportunity and, possibly upside, and understands the mining cycle, this one probably deserves a closer look. Now, of course, let's start with the basics. It's listed on the NYSE, and it's around $12 a share. Now, it's been actually out for a few days, and the price has kind of just stayed at $12. It's dropped down to about $11.90. It's gone up to about $12.10, but it's kind of floating in that range. There's not much volume, so like I say, this is very much a pure speculative play. Now, of course, at $12 per share, it's given a market cap of roughly $1.57 billion. Now, they are in Mexico and they operate in the non-energy minerals sector, specifically, like I say, in silver. Now, it was founded back in 2012, and Sinda's entire focus is designing, operating, and developing the explorational projects in the Guadalajara, which I think is how I say it. It's in Mexico, and it's on the silver belt. Now, it's one of the prolific silver regions in the world. Now, of course, with it being an explorational stage company, it, like I say, it means no revenue, no production, no guarantee on success, but also geological upside, backing from serious institutional players, and it's got a clean balance sheet with minimal debt, which is quite surprising for a startup. Now, this is exactly the kind of setup early stage mine investors look for. So, what does Sinda do? Well, like I say, it's an explorational development company. Their mission is simple. They're trying to find and prove a large scale silver, maybe gold deposit in one of the best jurisdictions globally. Now, they're operating in the silver belt, which has produced hundreds of millions of ounces historically. Now, like I keep mentioning, they are in a no production, no revenue stage. So that means their value today is entirely based on geological, drilling results, and future potential. Now they emphasize ESG, local employment, environmental programs, and community engagement. In mining, ESG isn't just marketing, it's essential for permitting community support and long-term project viability. So what projects and resources do they have? Well, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Sinda controls a huge system with general world-class potential. And here's the resource breakdown. We're looking at 369 million silver equivalent ounces inferred, 16 million equivalent ounces indicated of silver, and 452 to 484 ounces explorational target potential. That's enormous. For context, anything above 100 million ounces is considered a major discovery, and Sinda is sitting on multiples of that. They're also backed by Electrum Group, which is one of the most respected precious metal investment groups globally. Now, Electrum just doesn't back projects out of the blue unless it is compelling. So this is why institutions are paying attention. Now, like I say, it is a pre-revenue company. So everything here is about cash burn and balance sheet strength. Now, at the moment, like I said, there's no revenue, but the operating income is minus $26 million. The net income is $27 million in the red, and free cash flow is minus $18.5 million. Now, the EBITDA is $26.29 million in the red too. But this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Their balance sheet is $18 million in cash. Their total assets are around $33 million. Liabilities at $7.4 million, and their equity is at $26.2. So they've got very low debt and pretty much minimal. Operations are funded mainly by the equity. Now, exactly what you want in Explorer. Debt kills early stage mining companies, but equity keeps them alive long enough to prove their resource. So the IPO, like I say, it's on the NYSE exchange. The ticker is SIND, and their IPO price is at $12 Now you can go find out yourself on Trading212 or on TradingView if you want to see the performance as such. But like I say, it's been floating around the same price. Shares offered at 17.75 million, and like I say, it's been backed by Electrum Group, which is huge. Now, Fresnillo is one of the world's largest silver producers that have backed it up to 110 million. They've also got Franco Nevada, which is the biggest royalty and streaming in gold, silver companies, basically, globally. Now, these groups don't throw money at random explorers. Their involvement is a major vote of confidence. So what's the outlook and timeline for Sinda? Well, mine is a long game, and here's Sinda's roadmap. So in 2026 to 2030, they're going to try and do aggressive drilling, resource expansion, underground development, and technical studies. In 2031 is where the targeted first production, if studies and permitting succeed. And of course, they do have some tailwinds. Rising silver demand for solar, EVs, electronics, data centers, so on. And Mexico remains one of the world's top silver jurisdictions. If silver enters a bull cycle, products like Sinda become extremely valuable. What's the bull case and bear case then? So the bull case is a massive silver resource with huge upside. Like I say, it's a strong institutional backing, low debt, clean balance sheet, exposure to long-term silver demand growth, and one of the largest new silver discoveries globally. Now this is pure opportunity, with geologically continues to develop. Now the upside could be multiples, but there is a few bear cases to that. There's no revenue until 2031 at the earliest. It's got a high cash burn. It's got mine development risk like delays, cost, overruns, permitting. Now, of course, you've got commodity price volatility and long wait before investors see cash flow. Now, that's not just a stability play, it's a long term. But here's my, take on this. Sinda is a high risk, high reward stock. It's not safe, it's not stable, and it's not income producing. But it controls one of the largest undeveloped silver discoveries in Mexico and has a heavyweight institutional backing. This is exactly the kind of approach where a small, disciplined application can develop outsized returns if the resource matures into a mine. Silver has strong long-term demands, like I say, with solar, EVs, electronics. And if the commodity does enter a bull cycle, Sinda becomes extremely valuable, and of course your investment becomes bigger. For me, Sinda sits in the same bucket as my Helium 1 position. It's speculative, early stage bet where I'm not expecting stability, I'm just targeting some upside. I'm comfortable with the volatility here, I understand the timelines, and I'm not relying on this stock to perform on the short term. That's why if I was going to invest in this stock, I would only consider allocating 2 to 10% of my portfolio to Sinda or stocks like Sinda and Helium. Now, it's enough to benefit if it becomes a major producer, small enough that a total loss doesn't hurt the long-term plan. This mindset requires for early stage mining investments, and Sinda isn't a stock I depend on. It's a stock I'm given a chance to, with huge potential and some good opportunities and products that they're doing. Because, for example, if their projects do really well, then of course the stock will do well too. So it could do really well, it could not. It's the same thing as Helium 1, but I am definitely going to probably look a little bit closer and invest in it myself. Now, of course, if you want me to go and deep dive any other stocks or any other IPOs, then of course leave a like, hit a comment, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.